The reason I'm playing, I started off this video playing a little Chuck Berry riff is because Chuck Berry is the king of what we call the double stop. The double stop is an essential technique that we need to learn eventually. Now is as good a time as any, and the double stop is also a really handy tool to use in your hands if you have a lot of trouble with a full bar chord. So a full bar chord, again, I think it's episode 16, I talk about making bar chords easier, and I talk about putting your finger down, rolling your finger back, keeping your finger straight with a nice crocodile grip, put your finger down straight on top of the fret, roll your finger back so you're on the side of the finger, and you get this nice, well, it's a little bit growly, but okay, and then if I'm playing it as a full bar chord, I get this. Okay, but when you're first getting started, if your hands are small or if you're a new player, you may be having a little bit of trouble with that stuff. So what if you could have a beginner's bar chord? Well, what we do is we call this a partial bar chord, and what we do is instead of holding down and barring the whole set of strings, as we were doing in our episode 16, what we do is we just bar the two skinniest strings. We use the exact same technique, and when we're holding down two strings and playing them at the same time, we call that a double stop. So that's the tie-in back to the Chuck Berry riff. In the Chuck Berry Johnny B. Goode intro, he's playing these are double stops. And he's using the exact same technique that you would use in a bar chord. He's playing using the slight side bend of the finger rather than the full finger to get a nice clean tone out of those notes. And what we want to do is we're going to use that exact same technique. It's a little bit easier to hold down than a full bar chord. So again, if I was working at the 3rd fret, as I was in episode 16, I'll put my finger down, just my pointer finger, same crocodile grip, okay, like this, same crocodile grip. Let's see if you can see the crocodile grip. There it is, okay, but I'm only using the top part of my finger instead of the whole finger. It's a little bit easier to execute, and this is a good starting point. It's sort of the training wheels for getting your bar chords going. Put your pointer on the fret, lean back a little, and then put the rest of the notes of your chord down. Now when you do this, you're not going to be holding down the E string, so it's important to not strum that low E string. And there you have a really nice sounding bar chord, but without the bass string. So if you need to be able to play an F, this is a much, much easier F to play than the fully barred F. Pointer down, I'll demonstrate on the 3rd fret because it's easier for you to see. Pointer down, nice crocodile grip, roll the finger sideways, put the rest of your notes down, and there's your partially barred F chord. And now I'm going to come in close for a close-up so you can see that. So this is a partial bar. You just take your pointer finger and you put it on the fret. Roll your finger back to use the side of the finger, and then put these fingers on into the rest of the position of the F-shaped chord. Here we're at the 3rd fret. And don't play the low E string. And there's a nice sounding bar chord. Every note is nice and clear. And it's much, much easier to execute than the fully barred F chord. Okay, I want to show you a little bonus. What if you're having trouble with this and you still want to be able to play your songs and you're still working on practicing your bar chord or your partial bar chord? When you're playing folk and pop stuff, you can substitute another chord that's called the F major 7. We'll come back and we'll learn about what all these major 7s and minor 7s and stuff are. For today, we don't need to know too much about it. All we need to know is it's just the same as the F chord I just showed you, but we're not barring. So we're just going to let the E string ring clear. And this is good for an open F position if you're playing a song that's, you know, And there's the sound of that F major 7 chord. Because it's got the open E string, which makes a major 7, it's a little different sound from a pure F, which is this. Or this. There's a real F, here's an F major 7. But in the context of being able to play a, a folk song or a pop song, a Taylor Swift thing or something, you can use that F major 7 and it's going to sound okay, and it'll catch you playing your song while you're learning and getting your main bar chord or your full bar chord or even partial bar chord down. So that's a little tip. I'm going to come in for a close-up and show you the F major 7 up close. Okay, so here's your hand. I hope you can see okay. I think you can. So what we're doing is, it's the same fingering as an F, more or less. We're just going to play 3 notes in this case. First fret on the B string, second fret on the G string, third fret on the D string. We're going to let the open E string, the high E string, ring. And that's going to give you this sound. And we're just going to play those 4 highest strings from D to the high E. Okay, and you can hear how it's very close. Here's the real F. Here's the F major 7. Okay, so that's a good substitute that you can use. Here, I'll tilt my hand a little so you can see a little better. First fret on the B, second fret on the G, third fret on the D. Okay, and you let the high E string ring. And that's a nice substitute you can plug in instead of an F while you're getting good at your F chord. It won't take you long, but it's nice to have options. So I hope that was a helpful tip to help you get playing while you're still working on your bar chord. Now you can use a partial bar chord, or if you're having a little trouble with the partial bar chord based on a double stop, you can always use the F major 7 if the bar chord you're working on is an F. In this first position, or the cowboy grips, what we call cowboy grips, those first position chords. So have fun with that. Again, I would really like to see you come back and visit me, so you'll see my little head circle popping up somewhere over here on the screen, and that means if you click on that, that'll subscribe you to my channel. Please click the likes if you are enjoying the video series, and if you want one-on-one sessions, by all means you can get in touch with me. My email address is in the description underneath the video. So I hope that's helpful for you. Hope you're enjoying hand magic, and I'll talk to you soon.